Good afternoon, Jan.
Good morning, Michael.
Yeah, it's been quite a busy week. I've gotten the Jinaga MCP updated. I've got a brand new tool surface. It's
Mhm.
nicely optimized. I went from 32, I think, maybe 34 tools down to just 5. So
Yeah,
a nice
it's
streamlined tool surface.
because it still gave me a list of a lot of tools. Wait, where could I see
Hmm.
it in settings?
Yeah, you
Um,
go ahead and share that, and I think we just need to
MCP.
reconnect
Wait,
it.
I make that smaller. That wait, let me first share it.
Yeah.
Um, Share button. Share, and then it's which one? It's no, it's not this one. It's this one, I think. Yeah, it's this one. So, okay.
Okay.
You
Yes.
you see directly the window in it. Okay,
Yes.
then it's good. Um, make this one out of the way. Go to here, MCP, and here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if I reload it, right here, reload, I
Mm.
get exactly the same list.
Okay. Yeah. I had noticed that in Claude Code, I needed to reconnect, which I
Okay,
think is the
wait.
same thing as reload. I'm not really sure.
Now
Um,
I can log out. So now it's gone. I can
mm-hmm.
even disable,
Mm-hmm.
enable, reload, and
Yeah.
then authenticate. Uh, I did with Google, I think. Was this one? Uh, it's not showing now.
Nope, not showing the password.
No, that's that's the best.
Yeah. So
Now
it's
I'm
re-authenticated, but yeah, still showing all the tools. Interesting. Yeah, I think
yeah.
perhaps cursor
I must have
caches.
I must have a special entry in your database.
Yeah, I think this is Cursor's database. That's keeping these around. So I am kind of curious if you start a new session and then
Okay,
ask it to list your Janaga applications.
just a new
Yeah, just
agent.
a new agent window. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So yeah, list my Janaga applications.
it should be none.
Okay. Yeah, tool lookup failed,
Failed.
so it recheck the Janaga tools.
Spelling window. Tool.
So hopefully it'll get to the point where it says, oh, my tool catalog is out of date. I need to refresh that. Maybe it knows about a switch that we don't know about.
So you think that cursor is caching the information?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, there's nothing anymore from the MCP.
Succeeded. Tool
Um,
calls.
yeah.
Still 35 tools.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it's trying, but I don't think it knows about a secret switch. I think it's stuck with that same
Local
cache.
MCP tool cache. There is a
Oh,
local MC.
okay.
Yeah. So that's, yeah, you were right. Like usual.
Well, I wonder now if it knows how to fix that.
It's rejecting the tool calls.
Yeah, none of those 35 still exist. They've all been swapped out. It's a completely different design.
Okay, so we could just ask it to empty, to clear the cache.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
And to
know if
reload.
it's I don't know if it's got um the tool to do that on the cursor side, but yeah, that's the
Remote.
next thing to try.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not certain that it's supposed to be able to get to the OAuth token. That should be nice and hidden away.
Resources work, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Those 9 resources are pretty much the same, or at least the same ones are available. Their contents are very different now.
Result and
Yeah, there is no list applications tool anymore. So, yeah, it's looking at prior sessions. Yeah.
unblock, restart, and ask me again. But that we already did. What we can do is clear the local cache for the Jinaga MCP server. And then reload thing from that. Let's see what it
Yeah.
does.
Let's see.
Perhaps.
Okay. Well, it's got a plan at least.
Reconnect. Oh, it says no MCP tools.
Oh, okay. So it is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
adding
it
again.
removed
Tools.
it and added it. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That's a way to do it.
So you really have to remove it. Just unload is not enough apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a poor design.
Ready for reconnect.
Yeah, remember when I was working on the cursor integration,
Mm.
it got in a bad state, and I had to actually go into the SQLite database and
There's the agent and third party.
yeah,
Yes.
need to authenticate.
Google again.
Mm-hmm. I should have the cookie.
35 tools? No.
Oh no, huh?
That's not good.
Yeah, that's not good at all. Okay, so
I
there may be something that we need to do to go into the SQLite database and
Are
clear out the
you
tool cache there.
sure you published it to the public URL?
Yes, yes, I've been testing it from there for um
Mm.
uh last 2 days, or maybe just since yesterday. I think just since yesterday. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Well, um We will.
The original. Oh, not found after reload. Yeah, cache rebuild.
Hmm. Okay.
That's strange.
Yeah. Okay, so I think yeah, I think what I would like to do then is I will try that out on cursor on my side on this machine, because this machine has not seen the update in the toolset, so it should actually be in the same state as yours. And then we can see if it needs to go into the SQLite database. So I've already got those scripts inside of my repository to clear out state for something else, um,
Okay,
maybe
so
this is
I stop the stream.
yes. Yes, and then I will do a share. Okay, and we've got cursor going on over here. So flip to where we can see our faces. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to the factual MCP. There we go. Yeah, we can just put it on auto. So yeah, I was comparing my my consumer license, my pro plan here, with what I can see at work on the enterprise license, and it does say auto balanced right here in the enterprise. So I think they've rolled that out to the enterprise first.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but that was stated in documentation that for, I think, team and enterprise users,
Hmm.
you could choose 3 types of auto.
Oh, okay, but so the documentation actually did say enterprise and
If I remember
yeah.
correctly, yes.
Okay.
But in the 2 of them, you were charged directly at API rates.
Ah,
While in our
yeah.
case now, it goes into the cursor model basket.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I just went in here. I enabled it. It still has. Wait, no. Now these are the 5 new tools. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Well, so I can't recreate the behavior for it, but I wonder if it's a difference in agent view. Um,
Wait, what?
hmm. Yeah. So I went over to.
One thing. Do I have? Ah, let me restart to update because I updated
Ah.
on another
Okay.
machine, cursor,
Mm-hmm.
but not on this one. So you never know; it might just be a cursor problem.
Yeah, I suspect so. Yeah,
Right.
there's no
Okay.
MCP in the world right now that exposes those 35 tools anymore.
So I will reshare the screen. Was this one? Yes. Um. Ah, look.
Okay, there we go.
So just the update the cursor, and it's okay.
All right.
So yeah, okay. So now if I say list all my applications,
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yeah,
revert.
we can go ahead and revert. Yeah.
Is he listening? Yes, he's listening.
Okay, so look up the Jinaga console and list all your applications. Da-da-da. There we go. So we've got our anonymous personal workspace, and we've got one app, and it doesn't have a name yet, because I think you created that app before the console
Hmm?
update. So so yeah, it wouldn't have had the name mutable property on it yet. But
So
yeah.
this one, because normally all the applications should be gone.
Right. So I did
Because
notice when I did that update, I went ahead and pulled all the information out of the database, and I noticed that there's one application in there under your workspace, and it was a to-do list app.
yeah.
So um, so I asked it to output the all the code for that application, and so that was one of the two files that I sent you. So um, so
Okay, so
yeah, those two files are instructions to the agent to restore that application to migrate it. If it tries to use that application right now, it's going to run into some problems because the syntax has changed.
okay, okay. But so it's normal that this application is still shown.
Yes. Yeah. That is what I would expect, given the state that I saw when I looked in
Well,
the database.
what we can do is just take that mail
Yeah. Let's give it a
and
try.
try that out. Check that mail breaking changes, how to fix. Okay, so I can just copy this one, copy and paste it. Wait, yeah, shifting the screens from one side to another here. Okay, new, call it test.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? No,
Yeah.
this is a remote machine.
Mm.
So I will first, and that's an attachment to a mail. So I will first have to, okay, save it to the desktop, Control C, Control V. There it is. Okay,
Okay.
so
So
now,
there's two attachments on that email. Yeah, so
yeah, there was another one,
that's
how to
the one
fix
that's
it.
specifically for you. Yeah. Um, and then there's one that's more general. Yeah, there was somebody else that I had invited to the closed private beta, and so he had created an app as well. So he's got the same how to fix, but a different um, app description.
Okay, so now these two, I need to open them probably. Uh, where was that? Oh no, this
Yep.
one, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I will just add the
Yeah.
files.
Yeah. I think you can drag and drop into
That's
that
gonna
window.
be easier. Copy and autofix. Copy. Oh, I still have all of them? Yes, I have all of them. So convert. Convert my application using the guidelines in how to fix your app
Mm-hmm.
and the data in test app.
Yep.
Would be okay?
That should do it. Yeah, it's got all that information. Um, so things that have changed. I've got the $ sigil that
Mm-hmm.
is right in the front of all the variable names, and that
For
makes it
the, yeah.
that makes it unambiguous to the agent as well as to the parser, what is a variable and what's not. So I found that reducing the concept count um, let the agent be a bit more successful. But when sometimes this word means it's a field, and that word and this word means same word means it's a variable, then yeah, it gets confused. So there's always the $ sigil, and then for variables to have some persistence, to have some meaning, in order to do any work, it has to open a console, and then it executes commands within that console, as opposed to having a separate tool for each command. Um, and so that has a lot of benefits. The main two are that it's going to um, it's going to be able to batch several commands all at once, do one round trip to do a whole bunch of things. And number two, all of the information about facts about applications that used to be encoded in hashes are now stored within those variables. So now it's got a really low entropy way of identifying a thing instead of having to remember the entire hash.
Mm.
So
Can
that's
just use the variable name.
yep, yeah. So
So
that's
that
fewer
keeps the
tokens,
context.
hmm
Wait,
and reduces transcription errors as well.
okay. Is AI making transcription errors?
Oh yes, yes, yeah. The mechanism that it uses in order
Mm,
to take this input and then go through all these
mm,
different matrices and then produce the output.
mm,
That's all a bunch of linear algebra,
mm,
and so yeah, it's completely possible that the inputs contain several tokens, one per uh, hex code on or hex digit in the hash approximately, because it's so high entropy. There's no
mm.
pattern in there. It can't say, oh, these two appear together more frequently, so I'll make them into one token. No, it's got to be individual tokens. And then as they flow through, they're getting recombined with everything else, and hopefully
Yeah.
it's able to survive. That information is able to survive all the way to
Mm.
the end, but no guarantees.
So by shortening them, it's much more
Hmm.
likely that it survives the
Yeah,
transformation.
yeah, because the variable name is
Okay.
usually a word, so that's one or two tokens. Um, and then yeah, it's able to represent that token in relationship to everything else, so it knows what that token means,
Mm.
and then output that same token.
List my applications.
Yeah, actually, I think we built this application on the stream together, because I do remember
Yeah.
review pull request is one of the to do list
Yeah.
items.
Okay.
Yeah, and that
How did
unnamed
I? How
workspace
did?
is the one that you'd created before um, before the security permissions issue.
Yeah. So why? So the workspace in the anonymous personal, there you have application number one,
Hmm.
and that's the old one then.
Um, oh, okay. So this was a an interesting part of the design that actually confuses the LLM a little bit too. So there's a lot of instructions around it. Um, the the indexes don't uh, don't mean the index within an array. So you're getting a list of applications. Yeah, app one is not the first one, or app two the second one. Um, in fact, they are zero based. They mean the variable that it has to create inside of the result to represent a thing. Um, so you might be able to see what the result looked like. Let's first of all open up where it explored and it made that one tool call, and let's see if we can see the response. So uh,
Applications.
yeah, yeah. So here's the
Yeah.
result, and we can see
Name.
workspaces.
No.
Yeah. So it produces a collection of workspaces, each of which has a collection of applications. So I fixed that nesting so that it's properly associated.
Okay.
So yeah, the that first workspace, its reference is called apps zero, and then its name is null, and it has no
Hmm.
applications. So apps zero is the reference of the workspace fact.
Okay. And so for the second workspace, this reference
Yep.
is app one. its name is anonymous personal workspace,
Hmm.
and it has an application test up.
Yeah, and the reference to the application is apps2.
Yeah, and transactions. Okay. So
Yeah.
um, if
So
I
you
just
notice
say
what is
run.
not in this result is a hash. It's not uh, it's not returning any high entropy hashes back
Mm,
to the LLM. So instead it allocates variables as it needs them. Um, and so behind the scenes, it created a console and it issued one command that set um,
mm,
$apps to applications. And
okay.
so the MCP took that root name $apps and then it allocated indexes in order to fill in all of the responses to $apps.
Mm. So if I just say run the application, it lists automatically all the, so it converts it actually to running the query.
Yeah, yeah. And that's all in the manifest. So you should be able to. Actually, the manifest is also output in that markdown file, so we can see that, or you can ask it to show you the manifest. Um, but the manifest is a set of instructions that the authoring
Mm,
agent leaves for the running agent.
okay.
And so the authoring agent um, gives it this guide and these set of actions and specifications that it
Mm,
can run. And so from this manifest, it's able to infer that when you run the application, you probably want to execute this particular query.
okay, views. User ask to see the to-do list. So he has
Mm-hmm.
taken, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and so that's
okay.
the guide for that view. So it kind of chunks it up into um, if you were to make this a visual application, these would be the pages. So it
Mm,
kind of chunks it up into those tasks that the user might be trying to perform, and so each one of those is a view. So if the user is asking to do this, this is the task. Here are
mm,
um, the the commands or the actions um, and the specifications that are available to you. Yeah. So here it should find the action that does that.
mm,
Yeah. Okay. So the console was read only because uh, it didn't need to make any changes, but now it switched it to writable, and that is um, yeah, that is so that yeah, we can kind of implement some security um, into what you can do with an application. That's kind of forward looking. Uh, yeah, one of the things that I'm going to be doing next, probably after I do a public beta, is going to be to allow you to share applications with other people, and then
mm.
they will only be able to open the application in read-only mode. Um, and
Okay.
so you get to control what they're able to do. Um,
Mm. So they can use the application, but they cannot modify the application.
right, exactly.
But they can add data. They can add the items to the to-do list.
Yeah. And so in this case,
Okay.
you were just adding data. So once that feature is fully fleshed out, then then it'll be uh, that you, when you're authoring the application, get to specify who is allowed to do what, and that's using the authorization rules inside of Jinaga. Um, right now,
Mm.
it doesn't express those authorization rules as part of the application. It just assumes that everything that every action is something that the owner of this application can do. So it
Okay.
builds a very simple authorization rule for everything. But that authorization rule wouldn't allow anybody to use anything. So
Mm.
uh, so there will be a new surface on the console where it can specify the authorization and distribution rules, and then we'll also uh, say which of those require it to escalate to um, to a writable console, and I'm hopeful that I can get it to where it's only those things that you truly want the author to do. So to extending the application, it needs a writable console for that. Um, so, and I think that's achievable, but we're gonna have to kind of test out how this works in practice to know for sure.
Mm. Yeah, because all the protections to build it in, it's
Hmm.
not always easy.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you can see how fast this is coming back now. Last week um, when we were asking it to do things. I
Mm.
don't know if we actually ran it last week. It might have been the week before, but it made several different tool calls. You can kind of see them ticking up,
Mm.
um, and so it took a while, and it used a lot of context. You can see right now you've just got you know, not even a quarter of your context window used, and you've
Mm.
already completely upgraded your application.
That's correct. Okay.
Yeah,
And so now, how can we use this to make more complicated applications?
yeah.
Applications that we want to run
Hmm.
in an using an individual replicator.
Hmm. Yeah, I see this as kind of an on ramp to to building out custom applications. So right now, it's at the stage that I call it personalized software, in that
Mm.
you're creating this application just for you. This is exactly what you need. And just at this stage, um, you can do things like I talked about previously, where you set up a schedule that
Mm.
that runs the application and loads in some data that it finds on the web, and that you can access it later. Um, and uh, and so opening up scenarios like that, having a multi-agent workflow where they can all run the same application and use that to pass data from, back and forth. Um, that's that's all enabled just with this layer. But but then the next layer would be that I should be able to turn one of these into a web app just by asking. So so then the agent will design the pages that would basically be the
Mm.
views that we saw there, and then put controls on the pages that are served up by these specifications, and put buttons on the pages that are handled by the actions. Um, and then you'd be able to run an application that you described just in your web browser or on your phone, and while you're using it, there's no inference. It is just a regular
Mm.
application that's published to the server.
Okay.
Um, and so that's the next step. But that doesn't quite get you um, to like with Novice.
Mm.
You want to build in a lot of really complex business rules about when certain tests are applied, and you want to do all these calculations, um, and you'll go beyond the point where you could fully express that in terms of pipelines, for example. So with a pipeline, you can do aggregation, you can do some basic manipulation of your data, but you can't run an algorithm in a pipeline. It's not what it's intended for. So so for that, now we're talking about writing some custom code, and and you might even have a custom user interface. So let's write some custom components, um, and um, so by the time you get there, what I'm thinking is that um, you will have explored the application completely within the Jinaga MCP, and you will be ready to now gain access to that replicator directly, and then um, start writing code within your own project. So that switches from
So,
this so far is completely a non-developer workflow.
mm.
It doesn't require any developer knowledge to do what we just did. But then
Mm.
at that point, he's like, okay, I'm going to give this to a developer. They're going to set up a project in GitHub, and they're going to deploy to their application to Azure or to AWS, and we're gonna run it. But they won't have to deploy a database. They won't have to deploy a backend. They won't have to deploy any replicators. Instead,
Mm.
um, I'll give you a way through the same user interface that you use to accept the invitation and create your workspace. Um, I'll give you a way to go there, see your workspaces, see what replicators are in your workspaces, and then give people permission to access those replicators. And then you build that into your application. And then when somebody logs in to use your application, they're logging into the replicator, and they're running the specifications um, and the actions that are built into your app. And so,
Okay.
getting the factual description out of the MCP to then build that is like it gives you a huge design jumpstart. It's like, okay,
Mm.
this is the model, and these are the specifications that I'm going to run. So now let's start creating React components. Let's start creating some algorithms that take a specification, start with that data set, and then run an algorithm. Um, deploy that to an Azure function or to a Lambda, and then it can pull that data from the replicator, run that code, push data back into the replicator, and there you've built out a full application.
So at this point in time, it can replace notebooks.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
that's the very first the very
Mm.
first demo. So um, so yeah, a lot of my friends are using Obsidian. I've I still use Obsidian, but for less and less. I had tried Obsidian for keeping track of tasks, of you know, work items, a workflow. I even
Mm.
tried building a historical model in Obsidian using some of the database plugins. Um, but but yeah, now instead of that, um, I'm building a whole bunch of Jinaga applications within the MCP, and using those to keep track of just my lists of things that I need to get done, plus some workflow stuff.
Okay.
So so yeah, I can see like with the call for papers app, I can list the applications or the CFPs that I haven't responded to and I haven't rejected, and that's just a workflow thing. Show me my open opportunities. Then okay, let's respond to that one. That's you know, click. I'll do that, and then I'll record. Okay, I responded to it. Um, so so yeah, it's starting with kind of that notebook thing and just keeping track of stuff, and a little bit of that multi-agent stuff with the schedules running in the background. But but yeah, I think it'll expand from there. Certainly for me, and I hope for others that are using the private beta, um, and and then I'll introduce the generation of the application, so you could just click on a link, go to the app that it built, and use it outside of the LLM.
Okay. That's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like this idea of the CFO sitting in their office, and they're working with their Excel spreadsheets. So I mean, of course, they're still going to do
Mm.
that, um, but right now, the Excel spreadsheet is their database as well. So anytime there's something new to remember to record, they'll put it into Excel, and then so they've
And
got
now they
that.
will have
Yeah,
a replicator. They will have a replicator with all the data.
yeah,
They can just query the replicator using this tool.
yeah. Yeah, and then once it gets to the point where it's like, okay, I'm running my business on this data, I need
Mm.
to integrate that with my fulfillment system. I need to integrate that with my general ledger, with my accounts payable,
Mm.
um, and and then they bring their developers in long after they've gotten started. Um, Yeah, right now they would bring a developer in after they have a spreadsheet. And they're like, yeah, this is
Mm,
kind of what I'm after. But this would let them go much further than a spreadsheet, um, and then bring a developer in with a huge jump start.
mm. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that world.
Mm,
Well, yeah, we actually walked through exactly what I wanted to show just on your machine, so that was really cool. And we were
and
just
it
trying to
worked.
diagnose it and fix it, but no,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
precisely it.
It was just a cursor update, and it
Uh huh.
worked.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So, um, yeah, I think that yeah. So I've only been working with it a couple of days at this level, but yeah, I think after a few more days, I will be ready to move this to the production URL. So um, from there, it'll go to from a a closed private beta to a somewhat open beta. So I will give invitations to a few people and let them use it at that point. Um, and then I want to give them a way to create invitations and
Mm,
spread the beta a little bit. So I've already got the rate limiting built in, um, so I know that if it takes off and it goes viral, I'm not going to be hit with a huge bill. um, but
yeah.
yeah, um, then from there, put a payment uh, system on top of it and let people buy some subscriptions.
Mm. Oh, that's gonna become something nice.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is. I've seen other people take a stab at this kind of thing. Like there is something called Open Brain, um, and this was a pretty lightweight solution, and it was intended to be lightweight. In
Mm,
fact, it was intended as a set of instructions that anybody can follow. Um, but you do need some developer skills to do it. And so uh, you ask the LLM to set up a SQLite database. I think they use SQLite, or you could replace that. Say, set up a Postgres database, whatever, and basically give the LLM the capability to update the schema and record things in that database. And so you put a light MCP wrapper around that, and then you're using that as your um, your notebook. Um,
mm,
and so yeah, I've seen you know people are having some success with that. And then of course there's also the Kaparthi wiki, um, the idea that you point it at a set of markdown files and then let it figure out how to use those markdown files in order to solve recurring problems and keep track of
mm,
your stuff, which is precisely what a lot of my friends are doing now with Obsidian. It's like Obsidian's a bunch of
mm,
markdown files, just pointed at Obsidian, and then it's already got all the information that it collected in Obsidian over the past few years, and now I give it permission to work within this one subset of Obsidian and
mm,
just write some stuff to those files. So yeah, I think this is at this moment a still a better contender, an improvement over those ideas. It's more rigorous and it moves from machine to machine in a way that um, that those two struggle with. It's something that a non-developer can install and just start using,
mm,
and it's got a direction. I know that this is going to lead to uh, custom software, not just personalized software.
mm. Okay. Um, one thing that I show you that's
Mm-hmm.
on the other machine. Which one is it? Deploying here, deploying replicators. Um,
Oh wow, yeah.
this can Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
This one here. To get started, create a replicator of your own of the Jinaga portal.
Yeah, that doesn't exist
Like,
anymore.
it doesn't exist anymore.
Nope. But
I think,
funny enough, it's
yeah.
just about to, so I don't think I'll change that link.
Okay. Okay.
It's just the Jinaga portal is going to be the place where you get your MCP or your workspaces, and you can
Mm-hmm.
set up your MCP. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah,
That
I will take away that Azure Marketplace link though.
the Docker image is still available?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. And in fact, I
Oh,
use that
oh,
within
yeah,
this
that
offering. Yeah.
yeah, that one also not.
Oh, okay. That
That's
should be.
that's the marketplace, eh?
Oh, that was the
The
Azure
Azure
Marketplace.
Market.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That one is gone. Yeah.
yeah. So, but if you say Docker pull, I think you will still
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah. That will still work.
Okay. But I might have to start with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be too long before I'm able to open the replicators up for for developer use. Um, so so yeah. Then it'll. I still think that the best on ramp is through the MCP because it does guide you through the process. And I
Mm,
basically loaded 5 chapters of my book into the MCP. Um, so I loaded them all into Claude Code and said, yeah, here,
mm,
make these references, teach the MCP how to do this. And it's like, oh, I see all these patterns. Oh, I see it's making all these mistakes. Oh, and it just rewrote all those resources to follow the book. So yeah, you start with the MCP. You don't have to read the book, and then you get a good model. Um, and so yeah, then um, uh, to then say I want to have developer access to that model, that's going to be just what Jinaga Portal was in the first place. It's like, okay,
yeah.
well, uh, how do you want to support authentication? I already have an application up here. Let's go ahead and uh, and create a TypeScript or a .NET definition um, of that application. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, then for that I'll probably publish some skills that know how to turn factual into TypeScript or factual into .NET. Um, and and then and in fact I'll probably also publish that information to Context 7. So you could just start using Context 7 with Jinaga without installing any skills, and you'll be successful there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, with the MCP server open, activated, um, the LLM can retrieve a lot of information on how to do things.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So even if you don't use it directly to build an application, uh, it can be used as a skill.
Yeah. 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 If you just have it there,
Mm,
and you're working with a library called Jinaga, and it sees as an MCP called Jinaga, it's like this might be helpful, and then it sees a
mm,
bunch of resources, and it's like, oh, these are modeling resources. They tell me how to
yeah.
model a Jinaga application. So so yeah, then it'll probably see I see the C# syntax. I see how to do the modeling. It's in this weird language called factual,
Mm,
but hey, I'm a transformer. I can transform from factual to .NET just fine. Um, and yeah, I think it would be successful just with that.
mm,
But yeah, having the skill or the context 7, yeah, could really just seal the deal and tell it for certainly yes, this is intended, and yeah, this is the mapping.
okay. All right.
Yeah,
We have something to play with.
yeah, I like it. Okay, well, that's yeah, we're ending on time today.
Good.
Yeah.
Let me see. Next week normally. That's for today. Mm, Okay, next week is okay. The week after I have something, but that's 6:30 in the evening, so should not be a problem.
Okay.
I can still make it.
Very
All
good.
right.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for
Then we
going
see
through
each other
that.
next.
That was awesome.
No, every time one step further.
Yeah. Indeed.
Okay. Then we see each other next week, Michael.
Yep. I will see you next week.
Okay.
All right.
Have a
Bye.
nice day. Bye bye.